قل للمؤمنين يغضوا من أبصارهم ويحفظوا فروجهم ذلك أزكى لهم إن الله خبير بما يصنعون.
Assalamu alaikum. And this video, bro, is about, you already know, bro, lust, lowering your gaze. So the most thing that us, young men, growing men, going through puberty, this and all that, is lust. Because, in this modern day, there's many, publicized women on, like half-naked women, this and that. And you go through social media and then you just see half-naked women. That's literally the thing that we young men go through. That, like, one of the worst things, and nobody even realizes it, bro. Like, young men have, like, the most, like, what word can I say? Like, desires, desires to, or sexual urge. And so when I first converted, bro, and I didn't know about lowering my gaze, bro, and it's one of the most nicest things to hear, because when you find out that there's a resolution, or not resolution, but a solution to things that happen to you outside, or things that happen to you in general, if there's a solution to it, then finding it's gonna make you feel like you have comfort, because it's like a problem that you've been struggling. And bro, it may not seem like lowering your gaze is a lot, but if you genuinely just do it, like you see a girl that who's kind of attractive, she's kind of pretty, and your brain might tell you, come on, it's okay to look, this and that, it's just a look, it's just a gaze. But then that's when what's it called, that's when thoughts start to arouse, this and that. And then you saw this girl, and then you're gonna go to the hub, and you're gonna search up, you're gonna go online, you're gonna do this and that, and then you're gonna eventually lead to watching porno and then jacking off, and that's not what you want to do, bro. And that may seem like a stretch, but that's exactly what leads to that. What leads to like you having what is it called, haram relationships, haram stuff, haram sex, and jacking off, watching porn, all that stuff has to do with you not lowering your gaze. At that first intro of the Quran verse, that is from Allah. And if you break that, then what does that say about you, bro? Like, literally, He's the most merciful and most compassionate. But if there's that kind person, if your mom is kind, will you overuse that? Will you like over abuse that power of your mom being nice? Oh, your mom is nice, so then let's just keep asking her this and that, and then hopefully she will never say no. And you're just overusing it. God is all forgiving and all all knowing, and that He is He's capable of forgiving, and yet that, and so you use it as a thing. Oh, He will just forgive me anyway, so I'll just do it and continue to do it and do it and do it. But nah, bro. And let me add on some social media, bro. People always say, oh, social media, and I saw something of Mufti Menk, he was looking down and he was like saying, oh, lowering your gaze, and then you're looking on your phone, and it's haram stuff. But even when it comes to your phone, bro, we're always on our phones, and what we do when we're on our phone, bro, is also important, because it could also lead to haram, bro. When you are on your phone and you see like this cute girl, bro, don't stick on it for more than 1 or 2 seconds, bro. And if you see something cute and you want to zoom in, and that's shaitan talking to you, bro. If you click on that, bro, it's over, bro. It will lead to haram, bro. Even in your phone, you need to lower your gaze. You need to like scroll down or whatever very quick. Yeah, away from that, bro. You don't need that type of energy. You're still young, and you may have all these urges, but at the end of the day, just tell yourself that this is all a test, bro. All of this is a test by God to send you, and He tests the ones He loves the most, bro. Right? And Shaitan really loves believers, bro. Shaitan really loves believers, and so he tries to put very cute / hot women. He always puts girls that are your type in front of you. I saw a video, I think is on, I don't know his name, but he said that Shaitan is like he's like a salesman. He knows he's a buyer very well, and so then he sells people, but the thing that he sells is haram, sin, right? And so then he wants you to sin, and then when you give into that sin, he wins. -1 point for you being a good person, and +1 to you being a bad person. And he just gotta keep selling you more and more of these haram stuff, the things that you're not supposed to do. And then he'll just keep on going. And a quick tip that I would like to tell you guys is that think of your lust as Shaitan, because that's what it is, right? Lust. And think of it as Shaitan, of trying to use manipulative tactics towards you, and don't for me back then, when I didn't understand this and that, I was trying to get rid of lust, right? I used to hate on the certain female for dressing like that, right? I used to hate on her. But now, I changed my perspective of where Shaitan, he sends those people and he puts me in that position, He's the one that gives me these thoughts of these women who dress up like those, like revealing clothes. He's the one that does that. It's not that person's fault, but Shaitan gives me these thoughts, the thoughts are the one that make the lust, because if they can wear revealing clothing, but Shaitan didn't talk to me in ways that would make me do haram type of stuff, and the tip is just to think of your lust as an enemy, bro, because you as a man, bro, if you're you have a strong urge, sexual urge, power to reproduce, right? Especially when you're going through puberty, this and that. But there's also another thing, that you have as a young man, and that's competitiveness. When you're young, you have competitiveness, bro. You may have high sexual urges that are very hard to control, and may end up relapsing, watching porn, and doing stuff that you don't want to do, and you feel like you cannot control it. But there is one thing that you also have, and that's competitiveness. And so who do you compete with? With the devil himself, bro. He wants you, you tell this to your own brain, bro. He wants you to watch porn. He wants you to look at the revealing woman. He doesn't want you to lower your gaze, as what God said, bro. He doesn't want you, because he benefits, right? He benefits off of you seeing revealing women, lustful thoughts coming up, you leading more far astray from God, And I heard, I was reading the Quran and I saw a verse that said that, those people who were, living in or soaking in this worldly life were punished because, they were too far astray, and they were, soaking in the desires of this world way too much, living, choosing the haram, choosing the bad stuff, choosing the bad pleasures by Shaitan. They were choosing that, and so they were punished in the end. And so every time you get lust, bro, always remember two things. You have competitiveness. Compete with the devil. Compete with the devil, bro. Compete with him. And then tell him that, you're not gonna win, bro. You don't have power over me. And so then, just how I see it is I close my eyes and I imagine him, and I just imagine beating him up and like say, you don't have power over me, and you like just stop with these lustful thoughts, because he wants to distract you. You know, you have a good relationship with Allah, you have a good relationship with God, and then he just comes up with all these thoughts and all these desires that distract you away from improving your relationship with Allah. And you know, it's just whichever one you choose, and then seek refuge from Allah, bro. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Right? And bro, the last thing, bro, the final thing is to think about the final day. If you think about this, bro, if you think about the final day, it's one of the most powerful things for you, bro, because if you tell yourself that, you know, you can jack off, you can watch porn, you can lust, you cannot lower your gaze, and you know, God doesn't know, you can do it in the silence, God doesn't know. But the number one thing you must remember inside of your head, bro, is that in the intro, it's already said, He is the all-knowing. And so He knows when you don't lower your gaze. He knows when you jack off. He knows when you have those certain kind of bad thoughts. He knows it. And so He takes into account that, or the angels do. And then what happens on the day of judgment, you will be, you know, you will be judged, and you already have other type of haram stuff, you know, like Islam. And you know, it's not all about being perfect and not committing haram stuff. It's about eliminating as much as you can, you know, like there's certain stuff like you don't know that are haram, that you are doing that's haram. And you know, but the important stuff is you trying, your intention. You know, God said, or Allah said, that your intention it's the one that's taken into account. So like if you tried to help someone, like your intention was to help someone, but instead made them angry, He's gonna take into account your intention, that you tried to help that person, but they got angry. So your intention was not to make them angry, but your intention was to help them. He will not take into account that you made them angry, you know. But if you retaliate and talk mad to them, then that's a different story. But if you just like leave them alone, then yeah. If you try to help them and then they just, I don't take no handouts, this and that, He will take into account your intention. So if you intend to do something good, then that's all that matters, bro. And so you need to remember the last day, bro. The last day you will be judged if you intend to be the best possible believer that you can, bro. Because many people from back then went through tougher times than us, and yet still stayed as believers, and yet still made it to Jannah. But now all the disbelief in the world are decreasing, bro, or increasing. You know, I went to New York Times Square, and you know, a lot of lust, a lot of materialism to control you. And you know, people don't want other people to be religious now, because I'm telling you, there are people out there who are in charge that use psychology against us, bro. I'm telling you that right now, bro. Like, they want us young men, they know that we have high sexual desires. And what's the most famous stuff nowadays? TikTok, girls shaking their butt, OnlyFans, girls, you know, and what is that called? Instagram. All these lustful stuff that men and the hub, you know, and anime with these female hentai type of characters with big boobs and big ass, and you know, just your lustful fantasies, bro. They have all these stuff to, you know, make men weak and pleasurable. But we need to stand above that, bro. We need to stand above that and learn that these people are just trying to take control over us. And this is all just an agenda. Remember the last day, bro. Just remember the last day, and you will be good to go, bro. Lust is something that, you know, everybody struggles with as a young man. You know, before back then, I still struggle with it now. And life isn't about not struggling. Life is about learning how to deal with the struggle and finding the comfort in the storm. Because when everybody is struggling and everybody's going through a tough time, it's your job as a man to step up and lead and direct. You know, stoicism, all that good stuff. So learn how to control your sexual desires and lower your gaze, man, because it can save you more than you know. That's enough for me, bro. Be the best possible man you can be. Improve your life. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.